Today I'm going to record a little video here and tell you about package management. And there is, as most things, package management is something that is relatively simple and straightforward, but it can be more complex depending on the level of package management that you do. Most of the time, package management is pretty straightforward. There could be a command or an application that I want to install. I don't have the package installed. It's not there. I can't find it. So I want to kind of look for it. I want to search for it. And I'm going to show you what the package management process looks like. And so we'll see how to see which packages we have installed, as well as some different programs that are used to do that. So in this case, in my particular system, different distributions have different package managers that they use. So the the package manager that we would use in the Cengage uh, operating systems that are on the live VMs is Yum. Yum is another is a Debian style package manager, and it has its own list of commands. I don't believe that I have it installed here, so depending on what type of system you have, you may or may not have any particular package manager. Um, One of the ways that you can find out which package manager you have is just obviously by trying one. A lot of times, if you'll see how to install software, it will give you a distribution, and then you can see that usually it's Yum or DNF, right, or RPM, Red Hat Package Manager. I happen to use APT. APT is the advanced package tool. Like I said, the system in the text uses Yum. But if I were to look at APT, right, and I'll go ahead and use a part of this program called apt cache, and I'll do a search for Yum. And as you can see, when I look at Yum right here, it says that I can install Yum 4 transitional package. I might also install DNF, which is the Dandified Yum Package Manager. All right, so that's just another package manager that's used. Other distributions have software have GUI front ends where you would see that, and I'm gonna go into Cengage and kind of show you what that looks like. I'm gonna launch our package manager in one of our live labs, and I'm gonna get that going here real quick, and then we can look and see what that looks like. So it'll look a little bit different. But while I'm doing that and getting that process started and going, I will show you the advanced package tool or apt. Okay, and just looking at our WSL prompt here. Let's see. So back when I go back to the advanced package tool, this is basically the simple interface, the quick help. I'm normally going to use these all these commands. These are the most common ones that I'm going to use. I'm going to use list, search, show. And so we'll just take a package. I like to use this package tree, right? So if I use the package tree, and we're just gonna do APT lists tree, right? So this is a simple listing of that particular package. And notice that that's the only thing I have here, tree, and there's no other candidate for it. It's just tree. But it tells me that this is the source that I'm using or the repository that I'm using, and then the status of the package that's installed. Now, if I did the show command, it's going to show details. And if I was on Yum, I would have a very similar command to this. Instead of apt show tree, it's going to be Yum info tree. Very similar. It just has a little bit different syntax, but it does the same thing. Now, if I want to use apt and I want to get a list of all the packages, I can use the term dash dash installed. And as you can see, right, I have pages and pages of content. So this may be a perfect example of when I might want to pass information through grep, right? Now, what I would generally want to do if I was gonna, if I knew that I was gonna work in this and actually I wanted to grab more information out of it than just that, I wouldn't output that whole database the whole time, because it takes generally more overhead to do that than it would be just to go ahead and pass that into a file. So I'm gonna go into my root folder where I've created a symlink to my temp directory, and good thing I have autocomplete. Right? I can go ahead and put that right in my doc folder. I'm going to call it packages.list. And then, oh, it's very nice. APT gives me this command. Hey, it recognized that I'm actually sending some output. I'm redirecting output to a file, and it told me that that's not really that stable, so be careful. Okay, so now that I have this package list in a file, so this is, again, perfect example of when I might want to use grep. And I think I misspelled the folder, so it's user doc. Okay. Hmm. Let's just see real quick what that is. It's TMP. Okay, so that's where I want. That's where my file is. I think it's in a where did I put it? Temp user doc package dot list. Oh, there it is. Package dot list. Okay, so like I said, I just want to make sure that this is package dot list. I'm gonna look at it real quick. Make sure. And I'm going to use my head command and just grab a few lines from it. And yeah, there it is. Okay, so again, remember this particular file, we can see how big it is. Let's see if I send it out to the WC program. Oh, it looks like it is 1,674 lines. right? And so I don't want that much. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to output everything in this file to grep. And I just want to see which packages I have installed, maybe that work with GTK, which is the graphics toolkit. Okay? And so that's obviously a much smaller subset of files than my whole list. But as we can see, these particular files are the libraries and different graphical implementation of the graphics toolkit. So I can look at any one of these packages, and I could be able to see exactly what files are included in those. So let's go back to apt and just look at the um, things that I can do here. I can see the one thing that I don't have the ability necessarily to do right here is actually show the specific files that are included. So I do want to show you that real quick. And I use a tool called dpackage, and I'll do lists, and I'm going to actually use the package. So I'm going to use the package from this file. I'm going to do vim-gtk, and I'm just at 3, and I'm just copying that from the package name. Oh, and it looks like it wanted a double dash right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that double dash. And that is my package information. There is one other file that I want to look at. I'm going to just pass my bash history into grep to look at the package. Okay, there's the syntax. Dpackage dash L or dpackage dash query. Looks like I've already done that, so I'm gonna go back here. Um, and it's the capital L. So what this shows me, and this can be very helpful, is this tool when I'm actually looking at packages, because when I actually install a package, it goes really fast through a whole bunch of stuff. And so this is that particular time when I might want to take the output of the package manager when I'm installing it and actually pipe it out somewhere else. So these are all the files that actually get installed when I install the package. So it shows me every directory and it shows me every file, whether they're archives, some are text files, but it shows me where the files get stored. And so I have that as part of the package. I can always see that where those files go. And that's that dpackage query. And I use the L parameter to list the files in the package. Now, I don't remember that always. That's something I would normally look up unless I use it all the time. But that is a way to know what is getting installed where. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run through the uninstallation of a package, and I'm going to look at my packages file, and I'm going to actually see, maybe I'm going to pick a package to uninstall, and we'll show both of those processes really quickly. This is also a good thing to do to look at your system and to see which packages you have. You may not know what is there, um, but it's a good way to look. And you may learn a lot about your system just by looking to see what packages you have installed. Now, what will happen is when I go and actually install a package, is it will go and find out are there any packages that we need to install or upgrade in order for this one to work. Those are called dependencies, and the dependencies are there's a lot of library files here, but the dependencies are things that are required and they're automatically installed. That's one of the benefits of having a package manager. There used to be a time when you had to download a package and then you would go to compile it and you would find out during the compilation that there were five other packages you needed. You had to go download those, and you had to find. Then you got it was all automated now, and so it's just a very good thing. Now I don't want to keep scrolling through. I'm gonna go down another 30 lines. So I'm gonna go 30J, 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 and I'm gonna get through all these library files. Here's a package that I don't necessarily uninstall, that I don't necessarily use often. MariaDB dash client and server. I'm going to go ahead and uninstall those packages. So we'll show you how this works. Apt get, and I need to be super user at this point. Apt get remove. You can actually see if I go to apt, you can see that remove. Well, we'll just go ahead and we'll use auto remove. So we'll go through and do remove automatically all unused packages. So I'm going to go ahead and choose auto remove. And it will come back and give me a report. Notice it'll say that the following packages will be deleted. And these are my packages. And I'm going to go ahead and click yes. And normally it's okay, it's safe to do this just because if I ever need another package that has a dependency, it will go ahead and re-add it if it needs to. So notice that the script just goes through and it takes all of these parameters and it passes them through, it removes them, it updates the manual pages for me, it updates the C header files for me. So there's just so many system cleanup functions that I don't have to do because I'm using this package manager. And the benefit is I get to reclaim some disk space on my system. And so it's going to go through. Okay, so that process is done. So those packages have been cleared out. Now, if I want to, again, install a package, I can do apt-get install, and then whatever the package name is. Another common command that I might want to use is I want to search the cache. So if I search the cache is something that's built every time I go in and either update my cache. I get a copy of what's in the repository, and then I can also just search the repository itself. So let's say I wanted to find the program called Pine, which is an email reader. And it goes and gives me all of the different packages that are candidates for my search results. Now, these may or may not be the ones I want to install, but I get to actually look at it and see if that's what I want. Now, if your terminal doesn't have the ability to scroll, you could always send this output to a file and page through it. notice that this Alpine is a text-based email client, right? So that's basically what this Pine is. It is it is an email reader. Notice that it also finds a reader called Mutt. That's an email reader. Right. So if I were to want to find out more about one of these packages, and I'm just going to pick Mutt. Okay. So I can do APT info Mutt, and this is again advanced package tool. Notice that I get the packages that need to be installed. I get the home page for this. I get the source tree for this. I get the description. I get a little bit of a blurb. It's kind of like an app store. Okay, so I have that available for me whenever I want to use it. It's there, and so I would highly recommend going through and looking at some of the packages you have, doing searches, using that using that info command, looking at the packages and seeing what they're made of, and you can find out sometimes a little bit more in these blurbs or the feature list than you can by just installing the package and gambling on it. So you might find a better package that works better in this case. So this is the package manager, whether you're using the advanced package tool, Yum, DNF, or any others like a Red Hat package manager. It is this same way. So I can get a list of all my packages, manage them. I can show the details of the packages, and I can also upgrade my system. So anytime I need to actually go in and update packages, this is the tool that I would use to do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video about the package manager and go on your system and actually examine your packages, see what you have, and play around with that in this system.